What's up, homework family? This reading is for Scorpio for May 15th through the 31st. Get some candles, some good light going on. Even if it's back here, I know it's here. Yes, I'm calling the readings homework family readings because I figure, that's what we're doing. We're working, 2 weeks at a time as we work through the month on our homework, our spiritual homework. So, homework family. This is going to be for Scorpio, for all sun, moon, and rising, and Venus and Scorpio. But before I even get into the cards, because as soon as I shuffled, then the cards had something to say. So I stopped because they're getting ahead of me, more or less. Some of my decks are know me very well and pretty much will just start talking before I even ask the questions. And other ones you have to kind of work for. But before I get into what the decks have to say, Spirit is telling me... Spirit is telling me right off the bat, when I'm doing these readings, I ask for what sign I'm reading for, and then we start the reading, more or less. So I know what they want me to read for at that time. And then they start giving me information about what is going to be going on for that sign at that time. And when I say I'm doing the reading, like today, I'm saying it's from the May 15th through the 31st. I'm starting out with a platform. Like where you are. Where is the stage of what's going on at that moment when we approach, May 15th energy. And then we'll move forward up. But right off the bat, Spirit is, they're messing with my eyes. I'm getting like, something is going to be going on, whether it's something you're seeing, something that your eyes are being purified to, getting cleansed in some form, that you're starting to view. Maybe it is coming into, as in Hebrew, it's the fish swimming in the water, more or less, from the lower waters to the higher waters, of ascension and of dimensions. I'm being given the left eye, which can be dealing with having a problem ascending in an area because of ego issues. And it may not even be ego issues. It may just be sensitive issues that are emotional and difficult to rise through. But it is not that you can't rise. It's just that something that's there, that's either you're not seeing or that you're seeing and you're not wanting to deal with, is what I'm being given. And I'm given a lot of red and pink energy, so that's why I said it's sensitivities, but it can also be dealing with things that are very passionate, not necessarily in a good or a bad way, just passionate. Fire energy, for what I'm seeing, is pink energy mixing with fire energy. So it's sensitivities mixing with passion. And passion can go in many different ways. So can sensitivity. It can go in very positive and blooming and beautiful, loving ways. But it can also be aggressive and fire and not as pleasant of ways. But what I'm saying is it's messing with my eyes, and I know that it has something to do with either over the month you're shifting and adjusting in some way, and your eyes are actually changing to like a psychic level where you're seeing things or dealing with things, or it's something that you are actually seeing and dealing with in your life, and it's going to have the sensitivities, and it's meant for you to see it that way so that you can work through it. I'm also getting energy is outgoing and taking action on your physical life is what you are going to be doing over the 15th through the 31st, but you'll be noticing it around the 15th. It's energy that will be outgoing, taking action on the physical, within your physical life, and contemplate and trying to make the decision and wondering as to what you should do. But the thing is, you need to stop wondering, and you need to do what you already know you need to do. You're questioning yourself about it. You're trying to talk yourself out of it or procrastinate it, is what they're saying. And as we come into the platform, you're already at a place that there's something that you need to do, is what I'm being told. So I'm giving you that little bit of information, as well as they're telling me you need to ground yourself, because whatever it is going to be changing within your material world. Sorry, you're seeing me check my little book. I have a million little books over here around me that I keep, so that when I do start getting the information, I have too many different little symbols that mean different things, and I can't always keep up with what it is. And before I started, also, I was told it's the superhero within. The superhero within of you is asking you to find it. It's there. You may be not connecting with it as much, but it's there, and you have to believe in it in order to have that energy. You have to bring that up and forth and out of you, because your inner superhero, your inner Superman, your inner Catwoman, especially the Catwoman part, because I'm being given that, is coming in, and I don't fully understand that, but they're coming in together, and I'm being told to give you that, as well as something, and I don't know, and this may only just be for whoever it is I'm channeling. There's something about like the symbol for numbers. You know how, like, when you say number 4 and it's the 2 lines and the 2 lines? It's something about that is coming up, and I'm being given the number symbol to give you for whatever reason. I don't understand. Whoever that's for, I hope you understand. Also, I'm being given a thesis. Am I pronouncing that right? All of a sudden, I feel like I'm not pronouncing that right. Thorisol. See, I wasn't pronouncing it right. This is what it looks like, because I didn't throw my runes. You saw me just reach over and grab my rune book. Spirit is giving it to me to give to you. Thorisol. It is the thorn. It is the thorn and the giant. It is thunder. It is lightning. It is fire. It points to a sudden and something change. It may feel like something violent that is going on in your life, or changes that have been coming in. It may feel very hostile, or even full of aggression that may have been coming in. Like I said, this is speaking about the platform of where you are, where you'll most likely find yourself right around the 15th of May. Something is changing. Something is pushing you. It feels violent. It's pushing you. It could be hostile and aggressive about how it's pushing you. But it can also indicate a powerful and a stunning breakthrough. So it's not entirely a bad thing. And this may be even you, because Thorisol is also Thor's hammer. Okay, so it is a protective influence, but it's like Thor throwing the hammer down. Whether it's coming at you or you're the one throwing the hammer is what I'm getting. I don't know yet. May show the presence of the violent situation, but and it may even show powerful of a compulsive nature in a form, but its principle is of opposition. It is action and reaction. It is hostile forces, the thrusting or the penetrating of a force. It is the catalyst of the change itself. It is applied power, the mighty blow. Like I said, Thor's hammer. It is a breakthrough, the breaker of the resistance. It is the warrior, the fighter, the great strength. Compulsion that needs to be mastered. And when I say that, I'm just getting a whole lot of that water energy. So this may actually be about you, or maybe you with somebody else, because you're Scorpios, and let's face it, you're a fixed Scorpio sign. So that water, when it gets running, I am aware of that. It is also a conscious breakthrough against the unconscious forces. So like I said, this could be you, but for each one of you individually, you'll know if it's more of you or it's them. But it is some kind of, a hostile shifting. It could be feeling like a violent or aggressive shifting of consciousness, a change. It is a catalyst of change, like I said. It is regeneration, evolutionary change after a crisis, conflict after the shadow self, and after the shadow self. It is those who oppose us, typically are our teachers. That's one we always hate. Those who oppose us typically are our teachers. But it is also, like I said, it is a magical weapon. It's a magical talisman. It is Thor's hammer. And like I said, that was just what I was given when I asked about doing a video, doing the homework reading for Scorpio. As soon as I pulled the cards, the very first thing that came up, I like to show you guys the deck. I try to start off with this deck. I just feel like this is the deck I'm supposed to be starting off with when I do these homework family readings. And that's because I feel like I'm supposed to start with energy that could be with shadow. And how do we help us move up and forward and out of it in the most positive way? So, if anything, I'm kind of feeling like I'm trying to dig in for what might be the lowest vibration and help us to shift and move up. And I don't know why, other than Scorpio. I'm being given a skeleton right now. I'm sorry, I just start taking a drink as soon as I say a skeleton. Like that's no big deal. What that stands for me is death. But death is not bad. Because you guys are ruled by Mars and by Pluto. And there's a lot going on with Pluto right now. And Pluto is death, decay, and destruction. For renewal, rebirth, and regeneration. And in your astrology, if I jump back before I get into the cards, I'm sorry, I was reading something else before I went into where I'm going. Where is my thing? If I jump into astrology for you Scorpios, if my thing will pop up, I keep it on my other phone, but it's fighting me. Thank you. How do I turn this to make that work? Right here. So, mostly what's going to be going on in your life right now is your descendant side. So, this is all about your past lives and karmic situations coming up within those past lives that you're healing. It's people in your relationships, responsibilities within those relationships, how you see things on a spiritual level, a psychological level, psychic level. It is also, how you create. It is how you take care of yourself, your diet, your career, how you run your life. It's the outer world around you that is of your life, but it's more than just your life. It is the outside, it's the relationships, it's the things that affect your life because they are outside of you more than inside of you. So it's other people, it's relationships, it's the outer world. It is your Western Hemisphere. It is your sociable, extroverted side of you is what's mainly being spoken of, as well as some of those personal areas intertwining with that. When I look at, the hemispheres and what the astrology is saying, it's speaking to you on that level. But like I said, I'm being given the death card. I'm given, not the death card, I'm being given a skeleton, which is going to be speaking, that's why I did that, of Pluto, most likely. And where is Pluto going to be? In what house? It'll be in your third house. Yeah, it is in your third house. So it is in those things that are close to you, those relationships that are close to you, siblings, close to you relationships, close to you family, close to you trips, like going to the store, something that seems like it's not that big of a deal, but something is going to be changing with that. And if I get into my thing, the third house is your neighbors. It is those short journeys. It is the messages. It is transportation. It is in your intellect, your details, your trivia, your communication. That small bits of information, those small visits, gossip, phone calls. And Mercury is only going to be flying through Taurus for a very, because that's more or less your communication house. I'm just trying to put it together. Your communication house is going through a death. It's going through a rebirthing. It's going through shifting those rules, walls, and boundaries of what's acceptable. But when we get into where actually Taurus is on your chart, yeah, it's going to be speaking within those relationships as Mercury starts to move through that at this month. Because Mercury is going to jump on top of independence, individuality, uniqueness, freedom, self-worth, self-value, self-esteem. So there's going to be something within that third house of that communication and those relationships of that outer community. Something is going to be shifting and changing. That's why I'm being given the skeleton over here. There's something that you need to let die and let something new rebirth. It's the best in the situation, or I would not be being given a skeleton. But it is definitely speaking about shifting those rules, walls, and boundaries for your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem. With that being said, now you can get to the cards. The very first card, like I said, I like the light and shadow deck because I want to start at what might feel like the lower vibrations where we're confused, and help move us forward. So like I said, this is for Scorpio. This is 5 of Swords. I want you to have a little bit of a clue. And yes, I write all over my cards. It's just cheat sheets for myself because I pull stuff out of Hebrew and all kinds of other stuff. Anyway, 5 of Swords for me, it's a locust attack. Can't get rid of the mind, and the pestilence within the mind is what is happening at the 15th. Your inner ego is talking to you. Your inner negativities, like I said, it's a locust attack. It's it's asking you to have faith, to believe in what is coming, to not allow that the death that's coming around you and the shift that's taking place to beat you down and make you believe that something good cannot come of it, to make you feel like you've just lost everything. Like I said, look at the card. This is not going to be a comfortable energy. It's perseverance of faith. It's being able to allow your sensitivities to find a faithful belief instead of just be afraid. You got to work through that fear of the unknown. It's this one. Well, is it? I'm not taking either of you because you all came up at the same time and I thought I was pulling one card. So if it's meant to be, it will come back around. It's that simple. Now they're all talking. Like I said, sometimes they know me too well. And I'm like, can you let me ask the questions? Because I don't even know what we're talking about. This is still to be for the platform for Scorpio. For all Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. At the platform, right at May 15th through the 31st. At the platform, the stage. What do they see? What do they feel? What do they understand? What do they think? I'm getting a lot of the 8 of Cups is coming in. This is feeling restless. It is a very steep journey you are feeling. It's a steep spiritual journey. The heights may feel like they're too high to get to. It may feel like you can't ever get up that hill. It's Jupiter and Gemini. It's overthinking. It's the Saturn questioning if you're ever going to make it. And you will make it. But it's uncertainty. You have a lot of uncertainty. And what you would expect. I mean, I just gave you a whole lot of information about why. I mean, what you were feeling. And so why is the platform this way? I mean, why? I'm sorry, I'm having a conversation. Why is the platform this way? Because, I mean, yeah, I see you looking at me. I'm sorry, but I don't mean to be rude. I'm putting that back because I think that was more of a conversation for me and Spirit. Why is the platform this way? I mean, help them to understand why they're having such a hard time rising. Why they're having such a hard time ascending and having faith and believing. Why is the platform difficult? Why? The Four of Cups. Because it's overwhelming fertility that's coming in. Overwhelming watery forces. This should be like a watery star. It should be insight and direction, even though it feels like it's overwhelming. It feels like you're getting so much stuff and it feels like the goal is so far away and it's just unattainable. But it's not, is what they're saying. This is the reason you're questioning is the moon is in Cancer with the Four of Cups. So you feel like you're missing a cup. It's your inner and your outer reflection of balance. You're having problem with the balance. And like I said, you were being told right off the bat something was going on with the eyes, something you were seeing, right off the bat of this change is what was coming in. Okay, nope. Is there anything else for on the platform for Scorpio that they need to know? It is growth in some form. You still, but it's like I said, I'm getting a lot of pleasure feeling like it's tipped over. This is the Five of Swords. Too much weight on the heart. You're holding too much on your shoulders. This is Zadik, what I just said in the video that I just did for the 6th through the 13th. Setback. It's distress, worry, uncertainty. It feels a lot like the servant that's bent over, that's trying too hard. They can't keep up. The possibility of redemption. There is redemption here. It's just, it's not quite yet. The cups have been tipped over. You feel like it's gone too far. Like there's just nothing left. And like I said, we were given death right off the bat. But I'm guessing this is saying to give it to yourself as we come out of this 15th. As we come out of the, or you, because I'm not Scorpio in any way, shape, or form. But this is the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is saying to find that clarity, find that generosity. Let the empath and the kind and the giving self of who and what you are. Like I said, I was just saying about the servant being in service, feeling bent over. You've exhausted yourself. But it is a solar benevolence. It is part of who and what you are. This is the Scorpio card in the sun. This is what you do. You give because you have the Two of Hearts within you. This could be about love, but with what this is this could be about love. I'm not saying that love is not on the table. I don't read for love. There's just way too many issues to go on with love, so I don't read for love. But with the Two of Cups coming up, this could be, about a loving situation. But what I'm seeing is you see right here how the cups are going over each other. I'm seeing green and yellow psychic energy, being twirled from one cup to the other. So I feel like you're really just going through self-love. I could be wrong. It could be about love or even reflection within the love of others and relationships. But I'm feeling like it's about self-love for yourself. More, at least, is what I'm getting. And then I am getting the Hierophant, which is, it's the mysterious sages. It is the wisdom. It is the teacher. It is the legends of the sages. It is Taurus and it is the Hierophant. This is speaking to you of either learning from someone else or really coming into it yourself. And this is why you're having these issues because, I feel like this is mainly for most of you. It's coming into it yourself. And that's why you're having, because I'm being told growth again. I'm also getting courageous energy. Courageous energy with growth and health, healthy, healing, maturing, courageous energies that will bring you into a tranquility. My mouth just did not want to talk right. Is this the last thing I am being given? But you are curious. You want to grow. You see, and Scorpio is all about death and rebirth, death and rebirth, death and rebirth. I know that it's also about Mars energy, but I really see Scorpio as just full-on, never-ending death and rebirth, which actually gives you one of the most powerful manifestations of all. If you can control your energy. Once you learn how to come into the power of that Scorpio, it makes you one of the most powerful beings because you're built in death and rebirth. You're built in the forever shifting mystery of life and what it is. So if you can come into that power and start understanding it in that Hierophant and energy, you are definitely rising to a new ascension. You're coming more into your power. And like I said, I find Scorpio to be one of the most powerful energies when they know and understand their energy, when they know and understand what they are capable of. With that being said, you have the Three of Wands. This is coming completely out of that 15th. Curiosity, growth. It is Aries and it is integrity. It is telling you that, as you come through this, as you come into understanding you a little bit better, that integrity, that growth, that curiosity will start moving you into a brand new direction, a brand new start. Now, let me turn to my thoughts deck. Am I turning to my thoughts deck? Yes, I am. I couldn't tell which one I was feeling. No, I'm not. All right. What do you have to say that Scorpio needs to hear? From the May 15th through the 31st. What do you have to hear that Scorpio needs to understand or hear as they move from the 15th through the 31st? What energies is Scorpio going to be entertaining, seeing, viewing, dealing with? Jupiter. It is full-on abundance, higher knowledge. Full-on abundance, higher knowledge, and magnification is what you're going to be seeing coming at you from the 15th through the 31st. In Aries, and whatever it is growing. So this could be about you growing into your spiritual maturity. This could be growing into new goals. This could be growing into a brand new cycle. And you're taking what you've learned from the past and applying it. So this could be a very positive thing. But Aries is also a very bold, fire starting energy. It has a lot of me first energy. It's very good at starting something, but then it kind of tends to get, well, it's not working out quite the way I wanted, so let me get into something else. So this is telling you, you need to stick with it. Drop too many. Anything else before I move on to the next deck? Anything else? Anything else for Scorpio? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Anything else for Scorpio? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Is there anything else? Alright, I'm going to give it up in a second. Is there anything else? Oh, you would just do that, huh? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Scorpio. I dropped it right in the middle of where I knew to pick it up at. So now I have to a few to just check really fast. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Saturn. Rules, walls, and boundaries. Right back where you started. It's about shifting those rules, walls, and boundaries so that they work for you, not against you. There's most likely, most of us are going through something right now where, our root of ourself, of who and what made us the way we are, there's things about ourselves that we have to shift within our own soul selves, within those rules, walls, and boundaries, so that we're able to find a limitless way of pulling that energy to us and still being able to set boundaries outwardly. so that it's healthy for us. So it's about, really getting into what those rules, laws, and boundaries are that makes your growth happen so that you can move forward. All right, is there anything here? And this is my thought deck. And this is what I was just saying. The Empress. This is what the Thoth deck has to say. The Empress, for me, is the freaking Oracle. As far as I'm concerned, she is actually above the Magician. The Magician is still an apprentice in the way that it is given to me. The apprentice is the Alpha and the Beta. The Beta is in Hebrew. The Beta in Hebrew is the house, the temple, the vessel. But the vessel or the temple is good for nothing if it is not connected to something. So the Alpha and the Beta. The Beta is us, must be connected to the Alpha. If it's not connected to the oneness, what is it manifesting? This is why it is an apprentice. It is an apprentice because it's still learning how to connect the alchemy and how to create that magic. It is getting good at it, but it is still the apprentice. The Empress has already gone through all the shit. She has already learned all the tricks, all the trades. She's already mastered them, and she is at one with everything and everything about everything. She's no longer creating magic. She fucking is magic, honey. And this is what's going on with you. Go all the way back to the hell of... Nope, Oh, I put the decks together. I'm sorry, I picked up the wrong deck. That actually would fit. The Hanged Man. Because I picked it up from the top of the deck. Of when I set the deck over there. But it would make sense. This is saying you're going through all of what you had to go through. Odin hung himself off the tree. What is it? For 7 days? So he could learn everything that he had to learn. So he could have that higher knowledge. Have that abundance. The Empress is Odin. The Empress has already done that. She's already gone through this. She's becoming the same. She's not becoming... She's a freaking goddess. She's no longer the human that's creating the magic. She's become the goddess. That's what they're telling you. Find your inner goddess. Find your inner power. This is the mother. It is the rebirthing. It is your oracle thinking. It is taking us from it and being it. It's speaking to us of, rebirthing into the goddess that can be. The Empress is speaking to us of using that thinking, taking the ego out, shifting it into the truth, to the oneness, and elevating. This is where they're telling you, lifting and elevating. There's a door there that you have to walk through. There's a door you have to walk through. I said I had a skeleton standing right here in front of me. So, what else is it that Scorpio needs to know? It is Virgo, Earth. It is the Princess of Discs. She is rebirth itself. She is, Virgo and Taurus. Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. She is the rebirth itself. She is the yin and the yang. She is the bloom. She is the transformation. She is immortality. Once you're connected and you've cleaned out all of that cleaned out all of those questions and those denials, thinking where you can't reach to the next spot, where you can't ascend, you've lost that hope. Once you start to pull that hope back in, you're going to find yourself connected with that immortality that can't be taken away from the soul, because it's part of spirit, it's part of the oneness, it's part of the connection, and it's helping you to evolve. It's helping you to realize time is never ending. It is, in this deck, it's for all intents and purposes, it's the Judgment card. It is the Golden Dawn. It is the resurrection of what you've been. It's Scorpio itself being rebirthed. which is exactly what this is all talking about. You're rebirthing in whatever directions it is that you're going in. But it will be speaking to you of that outer community in some form. Like I said, if we go back to the astrology, it's speaking to you of, anywhere from that fourth house to that 10th house. So it is dealing with the home of who and what you are, but it's also taking you all the way up to the political arena. It's taking you from the home of who and what you are, recreating you, throwing out and cleaning out the dust. It's moving us into healthier beings, into healthier relationships, cleaning out what's not healthy, and finding our new spiritual heights. This is what this is all about. And then taking it into the world around you. It is separating, the shin. It is destroying and eating away what's no longer good for you so that you can take that new step. It is a masculine energy. It is Jupiter and Saturn with Aquarius. It is, those rules, walls, and boundaries, getting exactly what they need to know, understanding exactly what it is so the judgment can be made, so that you can start that new path. But it is push and press, press and push, but it's the resurrection of the eternal flame. The eternal flame is the eternal change. We are constantly changing. You are constantly moving forward, and you are rebirthing again as you're supposed to be, taking yourself on a brand new height, a brand new direction. This looks very lovely. This looks very good and healthy for you. Maybe starting out feeling like you're going through some rough stuff, from the 15th through the 31st, but it's definitely taking you on a whole new heightened level, helping you move forward. Yeah, because I've got the skeleton coming up again. So it's definitely a rebirthing. And maybe rebirth is never comfortable. Rebirth is always difficult, but it is meant to help us. They're telling you they want you to create healthy boundaries within those that are around you as you are moving forward. Anything else? Take 5 or more minutes to concentrate on the divine feeling and the higher thoughts, doing your best to block out all of the other distractions in your life. It's connecting you to that higher self, the higher purpose, and allowing it to redirect you. Stop wandering through the wishy-washy shit. It's connect to that higher purpose, set your boundaries properly. You're getting, it's a rebirth for you, honey. It's a good thing. And then it's up to you where you're taking it. Wonderful. Something wonderful. Something's beginning to, something beginning to cautious is just to excuse and be afraid of the risk. Move forward anyway. Don't use this as your excuse to miss the something that is amazing that is coming into your life. I love these little cards. Show you the 2 little decks. These 2 little decks just are amazing for especially ending the readings. Alright, I love you guys, and I will see you in 2 more weeks when we enter June. I hope that you have a wonderful time, and please be blessed, because I know you're about to heal and find so much wonderful things coming in. I love you. Bye.